Vibe coding has been a lot of fun, and that's until you want to take your game to the next level and make it actually look good. And you can see here, this is a game I created called Pixel Splatoon, and I made it on Godot, and I did this completely through vibe coding. And to be honest, creating assets has been an absolute nightmare. That is up until today. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn your game from assets that look like this to full 3D assets that look like this, making the game look actually good. And we're not talking basic generations. You can see the detail here that Hyper3D can generate is absolutely incredible. This is wild. You can see all the hair on the beard, the teeth. It looks so good. This game was made entirely in codecs, connected with Godot. I did literally nothing other than connect codecs to Godot and prompt it. However, the bottleneck is models. No matter how much I prompted codecs, it can never make the assets, the models properly. And the current version, up until making the 3D models, was using image sprites. And no matter how many times I prompted it, the graphics never really got better. As always, I will have a link in the description below, but today we are looking at Rodin Gen 2.5 by Hyper3D. And if you notice here, I'm starting off with a text to a model, and I put in a prompt explaining what I want for my power plant. You can actually see here, it gives us like a little preview. I'm just going to zoom in into the page so you guys can see it a little bit bigger, but you can see we have like a little power plant here. And if we don't like it, we can just say, hey, can you refresh this? And all it's going to do is generate different images for us before it turns it into a full 3D model. And truthfully, I like some of the older ones to start, but we're just going to kind of keep going through it. You can see this one's pretty good. We're going to hit the checkbox, and now it's going to actually turn this from an image to a 3D model. So we can hit generate, and you'll see a bunch of different options. So we have extremely high. So if we want high detail, and I'm talking 10 million polygons. To do that in this video, we're going to do a highly detailed model for some of the characters that we're going to have in our game. But for this one here, I'm just going to do high for our building, and we're going to select high. And you're going to see here, we have our first model done. This is our power plant. You can see what it looks like. And when we're ready, we can actually just hit confirm. And you're going to see here, it's going to say, hey, how much detail do you want to have? We have the option to go all the way up to 2 million triangles for like the most detailed model possible. Again, we're going to have to wait, but not too long. It's going to generate and convert this over. And now it's starting to come together, and you can see the detail is absolutely incredible all the way around. And this is nothing compared to what's coming up next. So we can actually generate our material, and now we have a full model that we went from text to like fully detailed power plant that we can actually start using in our game that is textured and looks amazing. We have all these different file types we can download it as well as if we want to include the material or not, we can download it as 2K or 4K. There are a lot of different options. We're going to download it at 2K and insert it into our game. We're going to have codecs insert our power plant. A nice little touch as well. You can see it's nighttime. We can also make it day, so you can kind of see how it looks. You can see all the detail. It's incredible. Now, real quick, before I show you the demo of the person where the facial features and everything is wild, I want to show you that you can actually use something like ChatGPT and say, hey, make this look similar but more advanced power plant, because I have upgrades in my game. So I can actually bring in images that I actually generate. And again, on this one here, you can see the detail change. So this is pretty simple. The detail on this is absolutely incredible. And this time around, instead of going text to 3D, we're going to actually upload our image. And then we're going to change the thinking level to extremely high because we want the highest quality possible. And here's what it looks like at the start. We can bump up the settings now, so we can max out our triangles and increase the mesh so we get the best quality possible. So you can see what it looks like. It is absolutely incredible. I'm just going to like zoom in, and you can see the shine, the detail, everything. It is wild how good this looks already. So on the right here, where we're on material, we have some options. We can increase the temperature. I want to put the thinking effort to extremely high. Make sure we have that. You can see the finished power generator here. It looks really good. I'm just going to zoom in again. You can see the detail. It is incredible, the amount of detail that it has. And this will work perfectly as an asset for our game. So it will match exactly what we're looking for. It looks really cool. And you can see here, we can download our asset in many different ways. So we have objects and GLB files, STLs. We can even bump it up to 12K if we want to download this. And then in the top left, we can switch it to like just a geometry. Maybe we want to see the wireframe. Here it is shaded, and then a toon-based version. And we're just scratching the surface. There are other features like custom materials and changing some of the settings on the geometry that I did not cover, which I will when we start talking about generating people later on in this video. And in terms of efficiency, it is so cool that I can have codecs going on one screen, adding the models and assets I'm making from Hyper3D while making assets in Hyper3D. All right, let's move on to people, because that's where you can really see the power of Rodin Gen 2.5. This is the prompt we're going to use for our character, so if you want to pause the video, you can actually read what the prompt says. We're going to come here, we're going to enter in our prompt, we can hit the checkbox, and it's going to start generating different preview images of our soldier. So we have this version, we can keep hitting the refresh button, and we can go through different iterations of different soldiers that we can try and see. So you can see what that one looks like, we can see this one, and we can basically just keep refreshing until we find one that we like, that fits the theme of what we're going for. Or I can always go back, I can adjust the prompt and say, hey, can we make it more like this or make it more like that? So we have the ability to make it look exactly how we want. So when we're generating, it's going to generate exactly the look we're going for. So say we like this guy here, we're going to hit the checkbox, and you're going to see here, now it's going to flip to image to 3D, and we can do multiple requests at once. So we can like batch make models, but I'm going to stick to one. I'm going to leave it on extremely high, and we're going to hit generate, and we're going to use extremely high. So here's our soldier, and it doesn't look spectacular yet. The detail's not quite the level we want, but just bear with me because the settings and options you have now are just wild. So we didn't really go through this before. I kind of alluded to it, but you can actually see here, we have the ability to change different settings. So we can do point clouds and all sorts of stuff. But we can also say, hey, let's make this guy a T-pose. So he's going to have his arms up and a T-pose, and we can just literally add that in, and it's going to add into our little prompt here, and it's going to generate him as a T-pose. But you can actually go through and you can see, okay, do we want to be more creative? And we can choose the strength of creativity. And you're going to notice along that bottom bar, and if you click it, it just removes it. But along that bottom bar, we can like drag it over so we can make them super symmetrical, or we want more detailed. So maybe we want to increase the detail level to 3, and we can say, okay, let's make them more detailed. And we want them, the edges, they're more simple, more complex, game ready. There's all these different options that we have that we can just quickly toggle and add in. So maybe we do want them more symmetrical. And then you even have further options here where you can do like advanced control, where you can decide the steps, negative prompts, and all sorts of fun stuff. Now, bring to parts is really cool as well. So if you click it, it's going to take a moment. It's going to generate a preview of this character in different parts. And it's kind of what I was talking about before. So in Codex, I can go to it and I can say, hey, I have this model and it's all separated by parts. So here are his legs, and I can actually have like a real walking animation instead of the character just kind of sliding around the ground, which isn't possible if it's one full object. And you can see here what it breaks it down to, and it breaks it down into like the head and the legs and the arms and everything else. So it's pretty cool. So we can do that as well. But for now, I'm just going to generate the material because there's more options there that I do want to show you. And it's very similar to before, where I'm showing you, you can change the triangles, the quad mesh, you can change literally anything and everything, and the quality is incredible. We can see the generation now, and we have to pick our material. So you can see how it looks, and I'm just going to zoom in for you. You can kind of see as we're panning around, you can see it's starting to look really good. There is a ton of detail, and I think that's like the key aspect here. It looks cool, but when it comes to material, as I was saying, we have some pretty cool options. So to start, we can like regenerate this, and then we can say, hey, we want to remix this as whatever, and we can enter literally whatever we want. So maybe we want to add coloring, and we can hit recolor, and you're going to see here, it's going to add in a prompt automatically, and we can go through, we can make modifications. We can say, hey, we want to do the back view, the side view. Again, we can kind of like scroll this over. Maybe we want it to be anime or brick, or maybe we want it to be a toy soldier. We have that as an option as well. So we can go through, we can regenerate whatever we need, but we're going to leave our soldier like this. I think it looks already really good. So now when it comes to material, we can actually type in here, and we can type in like anything we want. So maybe we want him to be like fluffy. We can say, hey, a tactical soldier with fluff all around him, or bubbles, or bubble wrap, or clay or whatever we want, we can make the texture however we want. And then also we have thinking level for our material. And again, I'm going to put extremely high on because we want the best quality possible. We can change the temperature, which affects the amount of detail. And then of course we can toggle on daylight if we want. Like I said, there are a lot of different options, and we're going to hit generate. And you're going to see that our material is going to get added to our character, and it's going to look phenomenal. And this is what our soldier looks like now. You can kind of see, I'm just going to spin it around for you for a second, and you can see what it looks like. You can see all the details. So if we like zoom in, you can actually see the bag, for example, how it's textured, and it's like fully 3D, and it makes a lot of sense the way it looks. You can see his jeans and the little ripples in his jeans, and you can see all the fine details on our character that makes him look real and good. It's not low quality or like low poly or anything. It's high detail and it looks amazing. So this is really cool, the fact that we can generate this and then we can take it and use it as an asset in our game, and we can just say, hey Codex, can you take our character and just use them? Like, look at even the boots look really good. The shoelace and everything. It is so cool. And just like before, we can go up here, we can say, okay, what does it look like if it was plastic or bronze or whatever option we want, we can do that. Or we can just come back to shaded, we can download it and use it as our asset. Now, I did have ChatGPT start to convert our game into a full 3D version of the game, so it did convert some of the 2D assets over, but let me show you how good the 3D assets we just made look in comparison to what ChatGPT 5.6 Sol Ultra is making. So you can see our game here, it looks very similar to before because it's just the menu screen, but when we get into the game, that's when you're going to really notice the difference. This is what ChatGPT has made. That's their car. We can just set up the car wherever we want. Let's just move it down here, and we're going to set up our base, and we need power. So we're going to enter our power plant that we just made, and again, just the difference is incredible. So let's just zoom in and you can see ChatGPT, their house, and this is what Hyper3D made for us. We can zoom all the way in, and I've also added in a new way that we can pan around within our game so you can actually see more details and it kind of comes more to life. I did recolor it a little bit to match the theme that I want to go for, but you can see the detail in this is so much better than what I had before. Now, if you want to learn more about vibe coding, I do have a 2-hour-long course that's free, completely free right here on YouTube that you can watch. You can learn everything you need to know about vibe coding from like start to finish. You're going to learn everything to create your own games, your own apps, literally anything you want. The one thing I didn't add to that 2-hour course was exactly this, how to make models through adaptive thinking and being able to create the assets you need the way you envision them in the highest quality possible with 1 million polygons, with 12,000 textures. If you're a solo dev, this is the ultimate cheat code. Or maybe you're just doing it as a hobby. Either way, it'll save you a ton of time. I'm still working on the theme of the character, but you can see we actually have a detailed model now in our game that actually looks good, and it took no time. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment. If you guys want to see the full-fledged version of this game made, let me know. If you want me to like continue working on it. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, it is Command & Conquer, my version of it. There's a lot of really fun Easter eggs and things I've added in. Maybe I'll leave the 2D build as a link down below so you can try it. And if you want to see me continue working on it as like a full 3D version of the game, polished, let me know. Maybe I'll continue doing that. Maybe we'll make a series on the channel. I'm not sure. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It tells the algorithm you enjoy this type of content. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another AI video.
Right there, AI tools, AI news, AI prompts you can use. It's all for free. Just come and see at franklinai.com, where you're meant to